Welcome to Split Ends and Friends podcast. This podcast isn't just about hair, makeup, fashion, and how to be successful in this industry. We will talk about all that, but it's much more. It's about how hairstylists are changing the world. We're bringing communities together and making a difference. We're spreading kindness around like confetti. Hosted by Tricia Rivas, owner of Trixies Salon and founder of the nonprofit Dreamcatchers Foundation, Inc., and co-hosted by Hannah Arendt, social media guru, hairstylist at Trixies, and director of education. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Split Ends and Friends. I wanted to come on and introduce our guest on this episode. It is someone who is truly a powerhouse, and when you meet her, you know what I mean. She speaks with people on personal styling, body confidence, image, so many different things that she offers through her consulting business. And we really just dive right into what she does for lots of different people and the effect she has on her community. So here is Christina Davis with Outside In Consulting. We first got started with her when we brought her on to work with our salon, and she does, well, actually, no. That wasn't even the first time. We went and saw her speak about first impressions, about body language, about all of that stuff that isn't, so much different than what you see at a normal luncheon. We just loved it.
We did. We laughed and we were like, oh, we are hiring her.
Yeah. And so then we brought her on and have gotten to work with her in many different ways.
Yeah.
But we just love so much better. So anyway, this is Christina Davis, and Christina does a lot of things, consulting of all kinds, and she's just a great communicator, great speaker. She taught us so much from how to properly eat lunch and have good manners to, how to dress for your body shape, to how to
handshakes,
train our new staff. So she's just got a lot to offer, and anyone that meets her, I think, just is attracted to her magnetic personality. So Christina, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome. And I love that Tricia kind of piped in there and said handshakes, because it's one of those things that I'm repeatedly reminded that nobody teaches.
Yeah.
We have all had these experiences where we walk away from someone and kind of go, was I supposed to kiss that or shake that? but we don't know why it felt funny. We don't know why it's important. And so when I was spending time with a few of you new gals the other day, we had this really interesting discussion about handshakes, and they all agreed that just nobody had ever taught them why it's important and how to do it right. So it's just something in my work that I'm reminded of a lot, and about all kinds of different things.
Yeah. And I think, and I mean, again, like Hannah had mentioned, you do so much, Christina, but one thing that, of course, we have benefited with our relationship is having you come in with our newer staff who is younger. And when I say by younger, they're between 18 and 22. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these things we take for granted.
Yes.
We do, because they're no longer taught in school.
Yeah, even less than even we were.
Yes, they're not taught at home how to make proper eye contact, right down to eating appropriately. I always laugh about the salt and pepper shaker with you. And that's the stuff that we have taken away. And I know myself and Hannah and the rest of our leadership team are so proud that we're able to have you come in, because businesses just don't do that anymore. They don't teach etiquette and how to even present yourself as a human.
Yeah. And on the other side of it, I think it's also a little unfair, because we sever relationships with team members. Mm-hmm. For some of these same types of reasons.
Yes.
And yet you don't equip them to do it right in the first place.
Yes.
And so I don't know that this is necessarily set up for me to tell you how great you are and for you to tell me how great I am. Yes. We're talking, we obviously like each other and have a ton of respect for one another. But
Yeah.
I do think that the strategy, it's very, very strategic on your part to get these just kind souls that want to do right and want to have a great career and equip them in this way on how do you portray confidence to people, even if you don't feel it on the inside. I mean, you've got some gals and guys just straight out of school when they join your team, and they know they've been educated on how to do hair, but if people don't find them confident, if they don't trust that they know what they're doing, if they don't think they're going to take good care of them, then those guests are not going to come back, and they're going to be left wondering why.
Yeah.
And so we really, really take time to unpack how your brand and how you show up matters, especially early on in your career, just as much as your competence.
Most definitely.
There's an attraction that happens where you connect with someone and you immediately know, oh, this gal knows what they're talking about, or this gal's going to take good care of me, or this guy's got the creativity that I'm looking for in a stylist. And then that attraction is then off to a great start. We're not left trying to make up for something that was negative. So we just talk about all of the elements of engaging with guests, and not just, I mean, they have plenty of training in school and from you in the salon about how to do their trade, how to take good care of someone's hair. It's all the other bits and pieces that I just find there's not a lot of investment in a lot of businesses, hair salons and beyond. So I think it's really telling about how that you hold your team in such high regard, and then it's also equipping them and making sure that we have a way better chance of them being successful.
Yeah. But what I love, and this is the thing, it is something that our team member could do, but I love to have someone that doesn't have that emotional connection right away to come in. And that's what I love about your approach with any of your consulting that you do. And I know
it's more objective. It's not personal.
Yes.
Even, it's interesting because within outside in consulting, I do the kind of work that you and I have done together, but I also deal with individuals.
Yes.
In fact, when we wrap up, I'm headed over to someone's home and I'm going to help them go through, and I don't know because I've not been there, but I'm guessing the piles of stuff that they own.
Wow.
And people will say to me, I purge regularly. I go through my stuff. I get rid of. I've Marie Kondoed all over my house and so on and so on. But it's very difficult without an objective outside third party to really not have all of the emotion wrapped up in it. I mean, I've talked to people who have a hard time parting with things because of the size tag in the back or the event that they associate with a garment. And these are things that are not useful to them. They're not wearing them. They may or may not even look good on them. They're not cohesive with the rest of their closet. And then the other thing that's true in that space too is that less is more. And so when you get out the clutter and you're left with what you actually wear, then you can see how things go together, and it's actually a way better use of our resources.
Yeah.
So this emotional component, whether it be, to your point, a manager talking to someone about, you should probably do something a little different in the way you engage, what you say, what you wear to work, that feels very personal. With me, it's kind of just the facts. This is what the research shows. This is the impression you gave me when I first met you, and is that accurate? Is that what you wanted to say? And then same with wardrobe audits and this telling people, hey, look, who do you want to be to the world? And there's nothing about this that aligns with those words. So how is it useful to you? So it's very interesting how deeply rooted this emotional component is in all the work that I do. And I don't know that when I set out to do it, I necessarily do that, but it's over time.
Yeah. And do you mind me asking, Christina, and I know, at the end we'll give everybody your information, but what does a closet audit look like from a client's perspective? And I guess, is there a certain point where this person has gotten to in their life where they're like, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed with my closet looks like, or have they, maybe their body figure has changed? What is it to why people reach out to you to do these closets?
There are really so many reasons, and obviously what I was just alluding to was a situation where someone has just accumulated over time and never taken the time to get rid of. So that's certainly a scenario.
Sure.
And in those cases, honestly, these women typically are more mature in terms of age because they've had time for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I also have women who call me and say, I'm at some sort of a tipping point. So it might be all I have are the clothes I wore in college, and now I have my first big girl or big boy job. And I need to make a transition where I need to be viewed as a professional, and I need to be viewed as credible, yet I don't want to be someone I'm not, because women in particular, we're almost victims of rules we think are true. And I think in your industry, because it's creative, this happens a little bit less. But I can't tell you the women that I interact with who have what they have because they think that's what they're supposed to wear. And it's not reflective at all of them and who they are on the inside. So I give people permission a lot to claim or reclaim who they are and dispel some of those myths. So that's another scenario. Closets filled with hand-me-downs, something my girlfriend gave me. I didn't have any money, so I just wore whatever I could get my hands on. And so now we're discovering how to really dress for who we are and what we do. So there's that component. To your point about body changes, I have women who have maybe gone through a period where they have decided to have those children that they always wanted to have, and maybe there's even a series of them. And they have very much put those kiddos first for a while, not really done a great job with self-care in all kinds of ways. And that's not just weight. I think a lot of people think of it exclusively as that, but really in terms of not even investing in themselves. I made sure they had the jeans they needed to go back to school, and I kind of forgot that maybe yoga pants every day wasn't going to be the best for me.
Yes.
And so now they're realizing that they have done themselves and potentially even their children a disservice. So when we are the best version of us, then others around us benefit from that.
Yeah.
And so they are realizing that and are taking the time to sort of get back to, I really do need to take care of myself and my children and my husband and my partner and whoever need to see me doing that because that's important also. And so that happens too. And there are many times very emotional conversations, recognizing that they are in fact beautiful just the way they are. And if they have work to do, if they're on a health journey, that's great. But let's also appreciate where we are right now and address that in the best way possible. And then if something changes, then when we can reconnect. I can come back, but for now. And so I have a lot of conversations about, okay, well, this size that you think you want to be, have you ever been that? And how recently? Let's be realistic. Yeah. Because I also hate to see, again, women in particular on this one, but I've seen it happen with male clients as well, is I hate to see people punishing themselves by saying, I'm not going to invest until this is the number on the tag, this is the number on the scale. So I have a lot of very emotional conversations about just appreciating who we are and who we can be to others and how important that element is, showing up in a way that's proud and confident and that attracts people to you. And then the other is bonus, assuming that people are trying to maintain some level of just taking care of their health.
Sure.
So those are some examples. Everything from someone in their early 20s who literally doesn't know what to do or how to even start with these kinds of investments to people that are in a different stage that are circling back and thinking, I think I lost something along the way and I'd like to get that back.
Yeah. Well, and I know that we also appreciate when you've come into the salon is you you work with every budget.
Yes.
And again, that's so important for our new stylists
Yes.
that, might not have the budget to go and, spend something in, from Ann Taylor or Anthropology. They're more of Old Navy or going to Warren, your secondhand stores, or, even Goodwill, which I find some fantastic stuff there.
Yeah.
And I love that you appeal and meet them where they're at, most importantly with their budget, because again, that can be emotional.
100%. And you know what? Just to dip my toe in that a little bit, I would actually, in many cases, prefer to see someone wear something that has been, that is recycled or upcycled or whatever the language you prefer.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of budget conscious people or people that really need to pay attention to that, frankly, so that should be all of us. The number might be different, but we should still have a number that we know we can afford.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather see people do that than invest a lot in fast fashion that isn't a lot and is going to end up in landfill in 2 weeks. So I really do appreciate this idea of quality over quantity and understanding that quality does not always equate to tons of money, because you can buy things that others have appreciated for a while first that are still really high quality but that work for you just because it no longer works for them.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great point, that there are all kinds of ways to curate things. And I am, broadly speaking, very much a quality over quantity person, but recognizing that there are places we can cut corners a little bit where it makes more sense to buy something inexpensive, and also recognizing that there are lots of ways you can curate quality without necessarily spending a ton of money.
Yeah.
As you know, I talk a lot about cost per wear.
Yes.
So if you have something and you wear it twice a week for 5 years, that's a pretty inexpensive garment. But people don't really think of it that way. And I think people have a tendency to think more about, if you have $100 budget, they want to get as much as possible for that $100.
Yeah.
It might make more sense to get things that last for that $100. So I have a lot of conversations around those sorts of things too. So I love that you brought that up.
Well, and I think too, and I would like for that to lead into, because you are also a cabbie consultant.
I am.
Yes,
I am.
and
Cabbie stylist. Yeah.
yes, and you know how much I love my cabbie.
I appreciate that. And the shameless plug here, the spring season kicks off February 1. So we're already having some little sneak peeks and some little previews. And when Hannah and I were bantering a little bit before we hit the record button, she was just sort of, I think, trying to put together all of these sometimes seemingly disparate pieces of my life, which in my mind fit together really nicely. But sometimes when people see all the things that I do, it's confusing. And so for me, cabbie is a vehicle. It's a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I work with people on their brand, and as I go through these wardrobe audits, it is a tool. It is something that I can offer that helps meet some of those needs as we decide because often in a closet audit, I leave there in addition to leaving them with a lot of things to think about. But one of the assignments or one of the things that happens afterwards is we create a list of actual needs and wants. So in order to make what you own more cohesive and more strategic, here are some gaps that we might look at filling, whether that's a great leather jacket or a great pair of jeans or a wide leg trouser or, a couple of really basic tees to go under some awesome jackets they already have. Cabbie is in the list in terms of I may have something that can fit those needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also help people curate things elsewhere. So just like I think you would acknowledge that Aveda products are wonderful and they are, there are also lots of other things that also might be good.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just one of those situations where cabbie fits it can provide many of the things that people need, but certainly not all.
Yeah.
We don't sell everything, and we have 100 pieces per season, and that's it. And so it may not be the exact thing they need, and I can help them get that somewhere else.
Yeah. One thing though that I do have to say, Christina, with Cabby is that most of their pieces are timeless. And
Yes.
I will invest in a piece that is timeless, like a bob. It is timeless. You know, it's beautiful. It's structured. You know, a lot of times it does look beautiful on everybody. And, you know, that's my favorite pieces with Cabby are the jackets. Because I love how they're cut. I love the fabric. They are at a great price point. And like you say, you know, your the amount of wear and money that you put into it, you definitely get a lot more back as far as your investment.
And I wouldn't be representing the brand if that weren't not absolutely
Exactly.
true. A number of times that someone has put something on and literally welled up and said, I haven't felt this beautiful in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
It happens routinely, and I don't know the magic because I'm on the other end of fashion. You know, I'm helping people wear it and put it together, but there's something magical about what our design team can do as it relates to choosing fabric that hangs well, that looks amazing. To your point about the just things being soft and comfortable, but with just enough structure. I like to say stylish and fashionable, but not necessarily trendy.
Yes.
Yeah,
I also
absolutely.
think that trendy a lot of times is in the assembly.
Yes.
So trendy is how you put things together way more than an actual item being trendy. So trends have to do with maybe shoes or how you cuff your pants, or the fact that you're mixing polka dots and stripes with a skin print, or mixing skin print together. I mean, skin print has existed in the fashion world for decades. And so there's nothing new about skin print, but we're seeing it done differently, different colors, different ways it's put together. So I do think that, I mean, I have been a Cabby stylist for just under 10 years, and I have women tell me that some of their favorite pieces are some they bought 8 or 9 years ago, and they still wear them.
Oh, wow.
So to me, it's very telling again about the quality. We pay very, very, very close attention to sourcing and making sure that we create a quality garment that we can be very proud not only to wear but to present to other people. So, and again, always listening. We carry up to size 20.
Yes.
Oh, great. I love that.
Yes. So excited for that.
Very proud of that.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm very excited to have some very beautiful size 20 clients.
Yes. I absolutely love that. Love that. And, you know, when we were talking about accessorizing, you know, Hannah does such a great job of that. I don't know if you got to see each other today on video, but she's dressed all in black. You know, she has this beautiful colored mullet. And you should see these animal...
The colors are a little bit different, and I like them.
Yes, and you should see these animal print glasses that she has on. If I seen her walking down the street, I would say to myself, she's a hairstylist, or she does something with fashion.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Well, of course it's...
And I mean, and she's dressed in black though, and just has on these adorable eyeglasses.
It's such a great point, and it's even sometimes the pieces are black, but they have an asymmetrical hemline. Or mixing texture.
Yeah.
And you might have black lace with black leather. I mean, it's just all of those things that express that creativity. So you're exactly right. And you have I feel like you have found a great balance with dress code, because sometimes salon owners will really govern it to such an extent that it's like you can only wear this. Well, then in the creative industry, it's harder.
It
so
is.
I love that you have given people just enough freedom that they can have that style expression. And I think Hannah also said, although I couldn't see them on the video, that she had some skin print shoes on.
Yes.
With know exactly what I'm talking about. A great accessory makes all the difference. When I was pregnant and trying to be fashionable, somebody said, "Oh my God, just wear the same thing every day, chains of shoes and scarves." scarves and no one will know.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that literally.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, I took that advice to heart and it works.
Yes.
So if you change the peripheral things, if you change the jacket and the jewelry and the glasses, I'm guessing that Hannah has multiple pairs.
I do.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite things to change.
Yeah, that's where the focus goes, and people don't even notice that you're wearing the same pair of $100 trousers 3 times a week. So.
Well, for me, I think it started with, having to wear black. You know, you start thinking more about accessories, but then also I didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't want to buy a lot of clothes starting out, especially that I'd potentially get color on, especially as a new stylist. So I kind of had to pair, I guess, more basic black things with and then spend more money on accessories and fun things that I could change. And then now I just have tried to get better quality basics too.
Yes.
more nice accessories and that kind of stuff just over time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Christy, I have to ask if there were 3 things that you would recommend, whether it be man or male or female, to have in their closet, what would that be?
Oh my goodness.
I know. I'm only giving you 3.
And these are going to seem kind of mundane, so I'm sorry in advance about that, but I feel like there's nothing better than a great leather jacket, and that can be faux leather. So we have great faux leather products in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. But what I love about that is the juxtaposition, the way that you can put something lace under it, and it makes it a little more feminine, and then a graphic tee, and it turns really rugged over a dress, and it changes the dynamic. I mean, I just feel like there's an element of interest to that. And the jackets in general are an under-leveraged garment. Yeah, absolutely. I would also say the same is true for a denim jacket. I feel like they just never get old. Everybody should have one. Everybody should have a great denim jacket for some of the same reasons. Yeah. The way that one change can adjust really the look of a whole outfit, all the pieces underneath. And I think that's, again, the way you make a wardrobe stretch is through combination. And then the other thing, too, is I don't think people pay enough attention to shoes. Yeah. And viewing, some sort of amazing pop of color or a skin print or a great boot, how it literally changes the entire look. Mm-hmm. And so those are 3 things that popped into my head really quickly. Now, generally, I tell people if you're sort of starting over, the other thing that I would say is capsule wardrobing is really important. So this idea that you might have 2 bottoms. Mm-hmm. And if that's true, I would do 1 denim and 1 knot, or 1 skirt and 1 trouser. I would make those 2 different somehow. And then 3 tops and then 1 jacket. So essentially a capsule of 5 or 6 pieces. And you can create that in such a way that all tops go with all the bottoms, the jacket goes with all the things. You can wear with or without the jacket. You can literally create 16, 17 different looks with those 6 pieces. And that's why people they fail to understand how you don't have to have a lot of items to look like you knocked it out of the park every single day. And so we're not talking about, in many cases, thousands and thousands of dollars. We're talking about 5 or 6 pieces, but purchased very strategically so that all the things go with all the other things. So those are, and people used to think, they used to say, well, like a great white button down. And my answer to that is kind of like, why? Why is that so important? I don't know why people say that, really. Yeah, it's so true, though. Mm-hmm. What's that? It's so true, though. People say it all the time. Now, the only thing I can think of is what they're really saying underneath of that is if you keep your pieces pretty basic, then to your earlier point about accessories, you can do a lot with that. And so perhaps that's really the notion beneath it, but I don't think I've ever said to a client, you know what you really need is a really great white button down. I would say, are these comfortable to you?
Exactly.
Do they not rise up when you move your arms like they are for every single other one of my clients? So, I mean, and I also think the world of just fabrics and clothing manufacturing, there is no reason any of us should be wearing anything that's uncomfortable anymore.
No.
No way. Everything is so just, everything has come such a long way.
And hallelujah.
Yes, I know. Exactly. Yes.
Oh my goodness. One of my best friends had an older gal is a mentor, and one thing that she would always say as far as with shoes, like, pride will pinch. And I was like, oh my gosh, that just sounds horrendous.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the same is true in shoes. I mean, there's just no excuse anymore to not have cute and comfy at the same time.
Yeah.
And I have sacrificed, I mean, I was laughing with somebody the other day because many of us sacrificed our earlobes back in the day for huge nights.
Oh, yes.
And we sacrificed our feet because some really good deal was really a hat size too small.
Yeah.
And I just think that there are too many options, too many places that we can secure things for a really good price.
Mm-hmm.
And I've lost all tolerance for just randomly buying things. I really think that people are the most happy and make the best use of their resources when they know what they have, they know what they need. And I'm not saying a good impulse buy every now and then. Some good retail therapy isn't good for the soul, but I think that one of the reasons people accumulate so much stuff is they don't actually know what they have and what they need, and they want to go out with their girlfriends and shop.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to help them. They're going to do that anyway, so I'm trying to help them do that well. I do, by the way, have a sprinkling of clients who just hate the whole thing. They just want to, they want me to audit their closet, and then they want me on retainer, and they just want me to tell them what they need and to buy it. And they never want to go to the store again.
Oh.
So I know, right? It's a little shocking. But there are women like that. And so I do have a handful of clients like that too, who are either so busy or just don't care for it, that I literally am their personal shopper.
Yeah.
And I secure almost everything they wear for them.
I love that. You know, I even just hearing you talk about it gives me relief, and it instantly just made me think of our daughter Marley. You know, she goes to a Catholic school, and so they wear a uniform. And I've asked her one time what she feels, and she's 10 years old, you know, how she feels about that. You know, does she feel like she doesn't get to express herself so much? And literally, Christina, she will say, no, I don't have to worry about it. And she's 10. She's 10. And I think that goes back to having that closet audit. You know what is going to be in your closet that helps with the relief or any type of anxiety of what you're going to wear. And you know what is in that closet is going to look beautiful on you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really, I mean, it can be a laborious process. One of the things we didn't talk about is I've done closet audits that took 4 hours, and I've done closet audits that took 4 days.
Sure.
And anything in between. So I tell people, don't be worried about me being, you know, shocked or surprised, or, I mean, I have seen it all.
Yeah.
So don't worry. but I do think that even if it's not very many things, we just don't really know what we have. And we have a lot of things hanging in there that don't fit anymore.
Yeah.
So part of what's frustrating and part of why it takes so long for people to get ready in the morning and why they change 14 times is they can't pull every single thing out with certainty.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're checking. Oh shoot, these are too tight. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I really want people to get into the rhythm of knowing that and knowing that they can comfortably pull anything out and it will fit them.
Sure. Well, and I think too, just for, you know, with our guests that are listening, for something that I'm sure can be very intimidating for people, I just want them to be aware that, you know, and I know, and I say this because we know you personally, but you do meet people where they're at, and you come with 100% grace. And not only that, with a sense of humor. And you know that we love that.
Yeah. I know. When we were talking about today, Hannah said something like, "Yeah, we might laugh a little," and I went, "Oh, you don't say."
I know, right?
Right. Like, what? We're just all humans trying to do the right thing and faced with our own stuff. And I am a sounding board.
Yes.
And I give hugs, and I have cried with people, and I have celebrated.
Yeah.
And this is just all real life.
Mm-hmm.
And there is 100% no judgment. And honestly, to be, just to bear my own soul a bit, I probably know what I know because I've done some of this myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I have beat myself up, and I have held on to things unnecessarily. And I have had years of my life where getting dressed was very frustrating and not fun. And so all of those things. I have, at times in my life, been unwilling or unable to be myself. For those that know me well, they don't even understand it, but I was once a banker.
Yep.
And I was surrounded by a sea of navy blue and black, and people will say to me now, "How did you even do that for that long?"
Yeah.
And I think there was a period of discovery where I realized this is who I am, and this is how I want to show up. Mm-hmm. And I also realized that people accepted me that way too, and actually liked got better. So I was drawing different kinds of clients and different sorts of people into my life that made a lot less crazy for me, and so I think part of it's also just being real and finding permission to do that. Yeah. Which kind of leads me, can we talk about Do It Afraid real quick before we close?
Yes.
I don't know, actually we haven't talked about it much, the three of us, so I don't even know how much you followed it, but I feel like it's a great segue from where we just were. There is just a lot of fear in people. Yeah. And it's fear of being accepted, fear of doing something different, fear of trying something new, fear of taking a leap, fear of all of these things. And I feel like the message very often in the world is something around don't be afraid. Yeah. Don't have fear. Get rid of fear. Fear less. Be courageous. Be brave. And what I have found over life, and also through some really sweet interactions with my children, is that that's not really the reality. We can't just say to ourselves, today I'm not going to be afraid. What we really need to be doing is acknowledging that and doing it anyway. Yeah. And so through the spirit of discovery and through all the people that I've engaged with, and through some of my own life experiences, my 10-year-old daughter and I like to say we're starting a little mini movement in Des Moines, and we're going to see how far we can ride the wave, how far this can take us. Yeah. Yeah. But we have designed together and then manufactured or created through a local resource, which I think we would all support buying local as much as possible as well. But some T-shirts that share that message. And it says "Afraid" on the front. And the feedback that I've gotten about, I wear this as a reminder. I bought these for my children because they struggle with anxiety, and how it's touched people in a place where they're just acknowledging, this what I do is scary, or apologizing to someone is scary, or I'm in a sales job and I have to put myself out there, or I have a brand new guest coming to the salon and it is scary. Mm-hmm. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to realize that what's on the other side of doing it afraid can be beautiful. And so for those of you that do elect or decide to do a little poking around and see who I am on social media and on my website, you'll likely come across some of those things too. So join the movement.
Yes. And I love the story that you share about the conversation that you and your daughter had that led to this movement. So well, my dear, you are definitely doing, whether it's God, the universe, or whatever it is that you believe in, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's for sure. And thank God you're no longer a banker. Yes.
You're acknowledging that others might feel differently.
Yes, most definitely. So I do want, though, to share where people can find you, whether it be through Cabby or through the consulting, all of that stuff. Give us all that good information.
Yeah, and I feel like probably the best place to start, which can kind of lead you to the other places, is in fact my website. And so that is Christina. Actually, that's not even true. I was getting ready to give you my email address. I said website, and I'm getting ready to website is outsideinconsulting.co. And this is where people get hung up because it's got .co and not .com.
Oh, okay.
So, outsideinconsulting.co. And from there, based on the pages, you can end up, having access to the Do It Afraid t-shirts, or being able to click for more information about personal styling and wardrobe audits, and you can also click to have access to my Cabby website, which is ChristinaDavis.cabbyonline.com. But again, one will lead you to the other. And then on social media, you can find me under Christina Davis Cabby Stylist. And then very often I cross-post, which will then permit you to find me on Instagram, etc. So there's a lot of different ways, but I feel like if you start there, you'll probably find all of the other ones. Because I have an outside in consulting page on Facebook. Everything I do on Instagram is pretty much under Christina Davis. It's Christina Davis underscore, 1990s. It's kind of an odd one that I created many moons ago and never changed.
Sure,
but like I said, I think that if you find me on the others, they will lead you. We'll follow the breadcrumbs.
Yes. And we'll tag you and everything too.
Yes, and I was going to say, we'll tag you when we start doing our social media for the podcast when the episode is launched. And we will definitely share all of that information also. And another really cool thing, just for yourself and for our listeners, our podcasts are now listed on our YouTube channel. We're moving on up, girls. We're moving on up.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to listen to this wonderful episode with Christina at your leisure. So honestly, dear, thank you so much. Thank you for, all the wonderful things you're doing, and especially for all the wonderful things that you do for Trixies. I'm not going to lie, I really didn't want to share what you do for us because, I want to keep you a secret to all myself. No.
It is a little bit of a competitive advantage I will offer. I really feel like you are equipping your stylists in a very unique way.
Yeah.
I think it's important, and I think it is also one of the reasons why people love being part of that team.
Yeah.
Is because of the investment that is made in each and every single one of them.
Well, thank you.
You've got a good group coming up. I enjoyed being with them the other day. We can talk about that more, but it's noticeable, and I think they recognize it too.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Their spirit is they're very contagious. Mm-hmm. Very, very contagious, and I love that. I love that, and I'm happy that you also were able to witness that.
Yeah. Well, I know we could talk all day, and
I know
it's true.
I know.
We have a lot of words.
Well, we hope that you have a fantastic rest of the day, and I know that you and I will be in touch very soon.
Yes, sounds great. Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you.
Tricia.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.